Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. It feels like weeks since we've spoken. I know we speak offline, but it's been a minute since we did this. You went to the motherland, so I want to ask you first, how did Jamaica treat you and the family?
Jamaica was
Besides
great.
the delays, the delays were televised.
Yeah, the delays were no fun. Delay going there, delay coming back. Thankfully, at least the delay coming back didn't impact the trip.
Right.
And the delay going there, I made my connection. So that was fortunate.
Nice.
Yeah, the vibes itself were really dope. I hadn't been to Jamaica, I think, since my cousin's wedding, which was at this point, I think like 8 or so years ago.
Oh, so a minute, bro. Like, yeah, because 8 years ago,
Yeah.
your Blair is a different Blair. So
Right. And we're also like in the outskirts, so we're just like in the villa on the beach, just doing the same thing every day, which again, well, in this case, I guess third world problems, but bringing first world problems to the third world, I couldn't complain about that. But this time was with a smaller group. So my dad's side with my two brothers, and we had activities planned out each day. And I was kind of nervous because there was a lot I wanted to do, but I was only there I was getting there a day later than they were just because of my schedule. So that was 4 nights.
okay.
And I was like, damn, that's not enough time. But lo and behold, it was the perfect amount of time, in my opinion. Granted, because we didn't really have anything else to do. I think you think about your own life and you got work and errands and gym.
Yeah,
and
but
all
when you
this
have
stuff.
nothing else to do besides
Right.
just chill,
Yeah. And on top of that, we woke up way later than expected each day, like 11. By the time we got food in our system and hit the road, it's already like 12:30, 1. But it was cool. The villa, the pictures didn't do it justice. It's I don't know. I think whoever took the camera or took the photos just wasn't like privy enough to realize like they could get way more business if they just use a professional.
Oh, like the Airbnb stuff, you mean?
Yeah, like
Got it.
I asked, like the pictures of the beach are all like grainy and shit, so like you couldn't tell how beautiful it was
And
until
then you pull up,
physically
you're
did
like,
it.
that's a nice surprise. Though, 'cause I feel like most times it's the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, usually the pictures are super like enhanced and stuff, but overall it was dope. I would say for me the highlight was the blue hole. So it's like this series of like fluorescent light blue natural uh almost like mini lakes or like ponds. I don't know
Okay.
what the official term for it is, but um the entire time my dad and I thought it was just one massive thing, because when you look online you just see one big ass blue hole and you think that's like the center of the attraction. um and as we're navigating, there's like 3 different blue holes, but all kind of in the same area. And I'm telling my dad, like, no, this one has the most reviews, so we got to go to that. And as soon as we pull up, this Jamaican dude on the side of the road who's like trying to get us to go to a different one, like kind of stops us. And my dad's like, no. And he just keeps driving.
Yeah.
This fool gets on a bike and like chases us down. And he's like, no, turn left here. Like, this is the entrance. And we thought he was trying to like
Scam you.
swindle
Yeah.
scam us. Yeah. But lo and behold, I guess there is like a whole path that takes you to all of the
Oh,
different
that's dope.
blue holes. So yeah, that was for me, I think the highlight, because I had never done that in all the years that I had gone with my family. And can't complain about the food. Didn't gain too much weight, thankfully. I think I
Nice.
just didn't have as much opportunity to eat nonstop, unlike the last time I went.
Got it.
But-
Because or you're just moving way more than you did last time too.
Exactly. But I think the big takeaway for me was like these 3-4 night trips are great. Even if they seem like not enough. I think Colombia kind of set that precedent for me, because when you have activities all day, every day, like 3-4 days is perfect amount of time.
Yeah. And when I think also for you, because I feel like for you, at least recently, post COVID, you've also like tried to like put a day in where you're working for like 5 of the hours, then you're like, I gotta fucking catch up. I'm missing out. When it's just 3 nights of like just your boys, just family, or just you and your wife, it is a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure. So in the future, I'm gonna definitely, if I have the opportunity to do like a 3-4 day trip with one of these long weekends, I'm gonna for sure consider that.
Nice, dude. And then how was, I know you said you were looking forward, it might have been on the pod or offline, the canoe thing.
Oh, the bamboo rafting. So I think we ended up, I guess there was multiple. This is one of the few activities where there are multiple ones. We went to one that was like closer to us. It was beautiful, but like disappointing because the ride itself was literally like 10 minutes. And then it
Really?
took us to some little, stereotypical shit. Like along the way, someone's trying to sell you bracelets, and then you get to like this little bar, and they're trying to sell you more shit. But for the 20 minutes, I guess, round trip, like it was a vibe because they had the speaker and we were just sipping beer, and it's nice to be in nature. But I think next time we go back, we want to do the more official one, which I think the IG thought one, and
Where
that's
it's like hours
an
almost,
hour,
right? Like,
like an hour each way or something.
Yeah, that's interesting though. Yeah, because you could, but in the photos you could never tell though, right? So at least you
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
memory, but like you'll know, like, dude, that was like a 5 minute thing.
yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Nice. Was there a lot of drinking involved in this trip, or was it like just low key? Like at times you drank, but not like a rager at any point.
No raging. I would say in the car rides, it was my dad and my brother, Mickey would switch off. So I was drinking the entire time. Whoever
Nice.
wasn't driving was drinking. We had a lot of rum. It was funny because I had suggested a specific rum I thought my cousin had brought to my mom's house a long time ago. And then we sniffed it, and my older brother was like, "This shit smells like
This
rubbing
ain't it.
alcohol."
Yeah.
But of course, like day two, we're drinking it like it's water, and like we're natives to the fucking the country. But I know the podcast is music related, and I just remembered a very strange moment. But when we were driving to the bamboo place, my dad was asking this young couple with a young baby in the guy's arms, like directions.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it's down that way." And then my dad offered him a ride, and they all got in the van. And it was funny because we were playing reggae music, and they were playing Cardi B on their phone. And I was like, it's so interesting how like we're in their country, or I guess their country, bumping their shit.
Yeah.
And here they are with these Americans bumping our shit. And it was just like a very interesting moment. How like the cultures kind of collided in that sense.
That is dope, dude. That's dope though. Was there a lot of like were you doing like a lot of like local things though? Like did you feel yourself like immersed in it a bit, or was it still like kind of like touristy? Not in a negative way, but just like in a realistic way.
I would say the majority of it was touristy. And part of it was because the villa, I guess the con was that it was pretty far from everything. Like even like when we would go to pick up groceries or food, like that shit would be like an hour journey round trip. So when it came to like doing local stuff, we met up with my dad's friend who he's known him for like 45 years, which is crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so that was like a local experience. We went to a popular restaurant. But besides going to like stopping for food and getting it to go, I would say for the most part, we didn't really have the opportunity to do a whole lot of local stuff. And even when we did go to some spots, it still had kind of a touristy air to it.
Sure. They know who they're catering to, right? Because it may be like a certain, like, if you're at a villa, that means everything around you is like villa-esque, right?
Yeah.
So that already like starts eliminating certain dynamics that you just wouldn't find in that area. It's like, it makes sense though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it's, kind of like Hawaii, even like when the economy thrives on tourism, like unless you're going to some low key ass spot in the depths of the island, like you're bound to feel like a tourist.
Correct. Because even like, dude, I remember it might have been the same spot you went to Mallorca, but when I found that hookah spot in Mallorca, like, it was still like in the cut of the touristy area though, right? It was some like in Mallorca type. Like it's truly like a touristy area that happened to have like a one hookah spot. So I get it.
Yep.
Nice,
Exactly.
dude. But highly recommend the trip though. Do it again.
Yeah, 100% would do it again. Overall, yeah, 10 out of 10 experience.
Dope, bro. Happy for you. What's been happening for me? Oh, dude. So shout out to my mom. It was my mom's birthday this past Monday. So happy birthday to her. Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. So it was dude. So I was like, again, you could probably go through this with your brother as well. Like, dude, like when all these years pass by and like all these milestones start hitting, like I feel like there's different stages of grief that you're in. So like, I think the first 3 or 4 years, it was like dope to have like a ton of people around that day. Let's party and celebrate. Bro, this year I was just like, bro, I don't want to be around people. Like, I don't want to have a party. I don't want to kind of know you and you're just there. And I'm just like, why are you here, bro? Like, how does this resonate for you? So luckily my aunt was cool. She flew down. And yeah, dude, we had like a fun little 4-day, almost like staycation. The day of my mom's thing, I did a 8.26 mile run because her birthday's on 8/26. That was dope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've been doing that every year since she passed. That was nice to start the day that way, like very calm and on the beach. And I did, honestly, her birthday ended up being like the best day of the trip, bro. Like very chilled. We went to the beach again for a happy hour. We drank at home and had pizza and wine like she would normally do on a normal like random Friday night. So overall, very good trip, bro. But I was very anxious leading into it because like I don't know, man. It's like I don't know how you feel sometimes with the situation with your brother, but like it's almost like you don't know what to feel, and then you start like questioning, like, well, is there a reason I don't feel anything? You know what I mean? Like it's just like, and I'm trying to like mute like the noise from work, and I'm like, yo, that's not real life. Don't worry. Then I'm trying to mute like the anxiety of hosting because like I don't really like to host, but like I made these people come here, so like there was a lot of other aspects of it. So it was cool that like it ended up being absolutely like what I needed, which was great. But yeah, it's very interesting. Like as like this continues on, like how you're just like, oh, like this moment, I don't want it to be the same like the other moments because I just don't feel the same, and it's okay.
Right. No, I think, yeah, even with me, I feel like it is hard to know how you should feel, but I think we know deep down, like whatever you feel there's no wrong answer.
Right. Yeah, that's the right way. Yeah.
Right. And it will change with time. And I don't think, essentially there is no like right or wrong answer. And I think there's also like pressure to, in that moment, like have it be a super fun, like experience and maybe even outdo some other experiences. And if it doesn't, it's like, damn, well, did I not go hard enough or plan hard enough or whatever? But
yeah. It's then like, yeah, for sure. At least for me, dude, like I'm such like a people pleaser by trait. And like that, like I want to like keep the tradition alive. Let's do it every year. And now it's year 5. But it's like, all right, bro. But that's what I wanted to do those years. And like, we can still do something. But I can also if I want to do something and just be alone, that's also okay. Right. So I think this was like a happy medium. But I can envision, again, if it feels right, a situation next year where I'm like, you know what? I would just like to be alone that day.
Yeah, and even if it's just pizza and wine by yourself, like
me and Gina, correct? Yeah, correct. Yeah. But it was really dope to have them here, because we made the most of it, bro. And it's almost like I'm sure you feel that way when you have people visit you in the Bay. It's like you're just ineptly doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do on a random Thursday night, like we were drinking Thursday, smoking hookah Thursday, like in the backyard Thursday. Like it was just fun little things to do that you wouldn't do normally. So that was also fun.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I definitely need to get out there for one of those like notorious like late night video cap. Like it has to be me in one of those videos for once.
Yeah, for once, dude. Yeah, it's so funny. And it gets funny because a hookah only comes out when they're here, bro. They're like, do you still have hookah? I'm like, yeah, bro. It's exactly where you left it last. Like,
I know. Because after some time, I was like, is Denise like flying with it or driving with it?
No, it's the same one.
It only comes out when she's out there.
Facts, dude. Yeah, because we do other stuff in the backyard. But yeah, man. So good to be back though. Content up. I feel like I got flamed in the whole Kendrick doesn't have the stamina video. So if you want to add more comments to it, please go ahead. It's up everywhere. Episode 189. But let's get into it. Episode 190. Bro, we have a couple of things that we added to the rundown. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with Big Sean.
Bro, amazing, dude. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So, Big Sean, new album dropping this coming Friday, which is August 30th. The album is called, what is it called? I wrote it down here. Better You Than Me. I think he kind of introduced it in that interview with Charlamagne the God. He's dropped 2 singles. I think a Lyrical Lemonade song, which I think it's called Yes. And then the other song with Alchemist that Alchemist produced. So I feel like we should, I don't want to speak for you, but maybe we should be more excited by this, but like I'm not, bro, and I don't want to come across as a hater because I think we've said on this pod and we've been lucky enough to have Big Sean comment on a video that we're big fans of his, but I don't, dude, there's something that's being like left to be desired here for me. I hope we're pleasantly surprised, dude, Friday morning, and I'm texting you like, bro, go to song, whatever. But how are you feeling like leading up to this drop?
Yeah, I would say I'm not as excited as I would like to be. Not even necessarily his fault. I just feel like, and this goes for like most artists, like once they're at this point in their career, when they've released like 4 or 5 albums and they're already
this might be like
shit,
6 or 7 for him, to be honest, bro. Like,
like that, the hunger just usually isn't there. I'm positive that I'm gonna walk away with at least a couple songs that I really like. Like I think when you're that great, like you're not gonna make a complete trash album unless you're experimenting on some super wild shit. But yeah, I just feel like over the years, like music in general hasn't been too exciting. I feel like for him, and hopefully he proves us wrong, but I don't really know what the why is. And if there isn't a major one that isn't like, one, he can't talk about mental health again because he already kind of did that in the last one. So I'm like, what's the why now? Maybe it's fatherhood or something, but like when it comes to the single that was kind of came and went, and then
the Alchemist one,
Drake beef. No, the one before that. Remember, it was like the 3 6 Mafia sample. When he's like, psh, psh, something.
It was popping, but did you like the Alchemist one though?
The Alchemist one was dope, but again, like for me, it just felt like it came and went. It was like cool to see and hear, but I wasn't like, oh my God, he's really coming for the top 5 spot now or something like that.
Yeah. But dude, it's funny because I want to jump on something you said. We should blame him though, dude? Is it like, because I know like Buttons had this comment about him back in the day, and I know if that's more relevant now, is like, I feel like wasn't the critique of him that he would always drop something, then take this hiatus and then come back and just like assume people are going to keep rocking with him? Like, because I feel there's like a sense of that, bro. Like he dropped Detroit. We love that body of work, right? I think we graded it very highly. That was obviously peak of COVID when that shit dropped. So we had time to truly take a deep dive. It had a few bangers, but then after that, he kind of did the whole thing where he just disappeared and he got back with his girl. And then he had the Kanye fallout was obviously highly televised and was ridiculed for that. And it just feels, bro, ever since that, like there's been a real struggle for him to kind of gain or make us believe in this new momentum, right? Because at some point it's like, bro, I've seen this story. You're gonna make us fall in love with you again, or that's what you're trying to do here. And then I'm just like, I don't know, bro. Like I kind of want to wait and see. But I feel like the pessimistic side of me is like, bro, I know what's gonna happen here. Like this isn't gonna be that good because it still feels like content-wise, like you're not in a negative way, but you're the same Big Sean from 2011, which I loved, but I loved you way more in 2011 than in 2024, right? It's just like you're trying to still give us that same imagery. You have the braids, you kind of dress the same. Like, I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's just hard for me to put my arms around it the same way as I did before because, again, like it just feels like I know your setup. And like, I kind of just seen this show too many times with you.
Yeah, I think that's what it is for me is, I don't know. A lot of times I went to him and a lot of people went to him for the smash hits. I feel like he was closer to Drake than a Kendrick, if we're going to make that like comparison or whatever.
Like bangers?
Yeah. Like in terms of being, I felt like he was chasing more commercial commercial sided thing, like commercial, but has the funny bars and
Correct.
punchlines and shit.
Correct.
Whereas,
But when you're
Kendrick
missing with
is more conscious.
commercial, it becomes too obvious that you're trying to be commercial, and then it's just like, bro, I can't. It's again, I'm not gonna say it's corny, but there's hints of it that you're just like, bro, I know you're trying to get the smash single, and this isn't it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the two, I guess, ones that he was hoping would be a smash, the Yes one, which I really like, and the other one that's the 3 6 Mafia sample. I think they're strong songs, but I don't think it's gonna catapult him to the limelight again. And I think after a couple weeks, unless he has an undeniable smash or a song that's on TikTok like 24/7, I think it's going to be, to your point, back to square one, where he's kind of just fading into the background. And, a year from now, again, has a song or approach where he's like, I'm the one who's been counted out, and I still got it and stuff. And it's like, you got to be, out of the new school needs to be a lot more present in order to kind of warrant that attitude.
Yeah, dude. Presence is key. Because I'm trying to even think, like you said, like he's gonna drop this unless the song goes viral on TikTok. But like, dude, who else are we really talking about weeks after the drop, right? Like, I think it's pretty much Don Toliver, bro. We love. So again, this is a great. I'm glad you said presence, right? Like, since Gunna's been released, he's been present, right? He's posting. It's something, right? A single here, like he's out and about, right? Even through the snitch allegations. Bro, with him, it's really not, bro. It's like, oh, I'm about to drop an album in 2.5 months. Let me start coming out. Let me do an interview here or there. Let me do a rap radar, whatever it is, on the radar, freestyle, or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like he's not present enough, bro. So for him to think that in this current dynamic of how music's consumed, that we're just gonna keep talking about you once the release is out, I think it's like naive, bro. Like, because it's just really that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I feel like people are kind of treating him. I think you made this comparison to Jack Harlow. You said Jack Harlow's kind of like a white Big Sean. I feel like they're both very.
If I said that, I stand by that. By the way.
Yeah, you definitely said that. And I thought that was a good comparison because I don't think anyone can say Big Sean or Jack Harlow aren't talented, but I feel like their music has left you wanting more from them, and you kind of have a hard time grasping what their real angle is. Kind of like, why should I care? And people are only fine with that if it's a smash hit. Like if it's a smash hit, like What's Poppin' or Loving on Me or whatever Jack Harlow just came out with, that's when people are down to check in and play the shit. But if it's just like kind of fun,
rap
cookie
song,
cutter trap or like banger, like people are gonna move on super quick,
bro. And like my fear with him, and again, I'll even say this, ASAP Rocky, when he does drop, that's what I think's gonna happen, bro. But even again, ASAP will feel different because at least he's somewhat relevant on like a consciousness. People are thinking about him, talking about him, even if it's just like him
and
being
he has
a
its
background.
own sound, kind of.
Yeah, bro. I think dude. Again, and I hate to say this, bro, because dude, I'm telling you, I remember when, like, I was so excited when he finally dropped Finally Famous, bro, and I was like defending him. I'm like, no, bro, this guy is it, dude, But like, man, over the last, I would say post Detroit, which again is only 4 years ago, it just doesn't feel the same, dude. And again, dude, it's ironic because I was in a car with so my uncle, Denise's husband, is some kind of connection. I won't get into details to get anyone in trouble, but some kind of connection to Chance the Rapper. And bro, I said it dead ass. I was like, bro, Chance is trash, bro. Like, I hope you're aware of that, right? And dude, I wonder if it's the impact of just like the Kanye interview, bro. Like, again, even though Kanye, we find it all funny, tongue in cheek, pause, but like the shit he said about Big Sean was, bro, like it felt like he meant that shit. Right. And then again, Kanye has weight with the shit he says, bro. Think about it. Ever since that viral video of him lashing out at Chance the Rapper came out 4 or 5 years ago, bro, none of us look at Chance or checking for Chance. Like, and Chance for like a 3-year run was, or maybe 2-year run was the biggest hip hop artist, bro. You know, and to think we're here 7 years later, bro, I think there's something to just like being that criticized by someone at that level that makes everyone just go, I don't know.
I feel like that was more so, I feel like for his confidence, I feel like the public, yeah, I'm sure it skewed it, but I feel like on a personal level, I think it more so affected them. And I think with
like
Chance,
Big Sean and Chance.
Yeah, like their confidence in like making good music. What I feel like with Chance, I can't necessarily speak to Big Sean, but I feel like with Chance, from what I've seen, like that one album, was it The Good Day or some shit?
The one that went like triple platinum or whatever.
No, the one after. It was like the CD cover of like he's holding a CD.
Oh yeah, which is technically his debut album, but not really.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think since I keep hearing like that was received so poorly.
So poorly, yeah.
Apparently that one went triple styrofoam or something. And like I guess you know the meme like of him like, oh, I love my wife, and apparently that's all he would talk about on the album. I think just he failed to meet expectations, and I feel like that did him in. But it's still weird to me, like if you really give a fuck about artists and they have a misstep with an album, like you're really just gonna abandon them,
right?
And if that's the case, then maybe he never had
true fans
to begin with.
Yeah,
that's odd to me that someone like I don't think he's that disposable. Like he had his own voice and everything.
Yeah.
Like, how does someone like that just fall off? I feel like with Big Sean and Chance, their confidence just plummeted. I think they did a lot of it on their own.
Yeah. But dude, that must be like the gift and the curse when your mentor is of that stature and you're waiting for that reassurance from them, right? Because they gave you that reassurance to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
So when they grab that from you, you're like, oh fuck, dude, if my mentor doesn't fuck with me, like can I even fuck with me, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that is true. I think we don't give them enough credit for being human, and you can have all the money and girls and all that, but at the end of the day, they're doing this because they want to be respected in hip-hop.
Yeah We'll see, man. Again, I'm gonna obviously peep it. I know we're gonna check it out, and we'll talk offline about it this Friday. But yeah, I don't have high hopes, man. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope we come back and we have like 5. I think, dude, if we have 5 songs we fuck with in a heavy way, I think maybe this is like a little bit more long lasting than previous stuff. But we'll see, because again, I really think, bro, the stuff that he's been releasing, maybe like 3 or 4 singles, right? Mm-hmm. Or I've never felt moved to go back to any of that shit.
Same.
Like I think I just watch it on YouTube and don't even add it to my Apple Play, like anything. Like I'm not even adding this shit to my library. Like it's not worth it.
I added one for the gym, but again, there was just something I haven't revisited it, but when I listened to it, there was something about it that it felt like false confidence. I hate saying that because I don't know him and I'm rooting for him, but just listening to it, I'm like, do you believe this shit though? And even if you do, like, is this confidence gonna last? Because I need you to be like this 24/7.
Yeah, I did I don't know if I liked it. I was intrigued by the line that he used with the in the Alchemist song, where it's like I'm not, something like along the lines, I'm not Cassie, you're not gonna drag me. Did you pick that one up?
No, I didn't catch that one, but I'm looking it up right now.
So it was very interesting, because I was like, oh wow, that's like a pretty recent thing to talk about. Like, are we okay with you talking about like a woman getting abused, like it just dragged her? So, but again, I get what he was doing, trying to be relevant, use like recent pop culture things. But I don't know, man. Like I haven't been moved enough to like remember lyrics or save songs. Like I don't know, I just haven't been. But again, I'm rooting for him just like you. So hopefully we're back here next week and just praising the album, which I really hope it is. So better you than me drops this Friday. Again, shout out to Big Sean. Hopefully he does big things. Dude, I do want to bring up one topic. I know we're going to go to one topic, sorry, before we go on to the Drake and 100 Gigs 2.0. I was going to bring up last episode to give the audience more context. I was listening to Birds in the Trap by Travis Scott that came out 8 years ago, but then he ironically dropped Days Before Rodeo, which was 10 years ago on DSPs. First time I heard it. Have you heard that body of work before?
I have not.
Oh, okay, dude. Okay, even better, man. Because so I didn't hear it because it came out in 2014, bro. I think I just moved to Charlotte, like, I don't know, obtaining music. And at that age, I was like 24, 25. Like, it was just, things were different at that point in my life. So like Travis Scott wasn't on my radar until I heard Birds in the Trap. So did you get a chance to listen to Days Before Rodeo?
I knew it came out, but I hadn't listened to it, except I think Drugs You Should Try It was the one song that popped up in my new release.
And there's
but
probably
I didn't realize it was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing, bro. There's probably some songs, like, Mamacita with Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug. Don't Play with Big Sean, ironically, in 1975.
I've heard.
Yeah, we know some of these songs, right? But hearing the body of work in its entirety, bro, it's funny because I don't know what you saw on Reddit and looking at any of the Travis Scott stuff, but like on my algorithm, it was just people praising it. Like, oh my God, like, I'm so glad I'm able to relive this. He's the fucking GOAT. And I'm like, bro, I don't know if it's the I'm annoyed at him because of the Drake thing. I don't know if I didn't fuck with Utopia that much, or because I just love Birds in the Trap and Astroworld so much. Bro, but I'm telling you, if my first, and this might be a wild take, but if my first introduction was this body of work to Travis Scott, I don't know if I would be such a big Travis Scott fan, bro. I'm being perfectly honest. Like, because I feel like that first body of work is the one that kind of just like, like, holy shit, this is it. And again, it might be the energy you need to be on. Maybe you need to be smoking. Maybe you need to be raging. I was at the gym, so maybe it's not gym music. Well, bro, dude, I wasn't moved, bro. Like, I'm like, okay, man, like this is cool. Good for him. But bro, like, if this was like the first, like, dude, because I fell in love with Birds in the Trap when that shit came out, bro. Like, I was replaying that thing, no skips. Like, my point about that album when I was gonna bring it up last week was like, bro, like, the album's like 14 tracks, bro. At no point did I want to skip anything. I'm like, bro, this is insane, right? And then I'm like, oh, that was the second album? Because usually the sophomore album's not better, bro. Days Before Rodeo did nothing for me besides those 3 songs, which are classics. But the overall body of work, I was just like, bro, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's obvious he's not that good of a rapper on it either. Because again, the things we love on his other albums is like the creating of the song, right? The ad libs and everything. This one feels more like focus on the rapping. Yeah, because he doesn't have the finances probably at that time to create the overall, energy. So like, if you're just really focusing on the raps, at least for me, bro, again, I'll give it another listen, but I was just like, bro, this is what made him a star? Because like, I was like,
no, I don't think that take is far-fetched, because I'm a huge Travis Scott fan, but I was late as hell. Like, Astroworld, I wasn't even like on the Travis Scott train until I had listened to it a couple times, and then I heard, Can't Say with Don Toliver and stuff, and then I was leaned in. So I definitely had heard some of his stuff before, like I think when I first was kind of checking for him was when Antidote was nonstop on the radio.
Nonstop, yeah.
And even then I was like, what's the hype? Like, this is like Kanye's protege or whatever. And I was like, it's cool, but I don't understand why he's like the next big thing. So when I heard this album came out, obviously as a fan, I plan to re-listen to it, but I wasn't keen on doing that because I knew I wasn't the biggest fan of his early music to begin with. Because to your point, I like the atmospheric, big production, ad libs, all that shit. And I know his earlier music didn't have nearly as much as that. Didn't he have a song with T.I. and 2 Chainz or some shit?
I don't know. I don't know if he probably did. I don't know if T.I. is on this one, but this was released.
Oh, Upper Echelon.
I think that's on the next one, but I know this album, he was signed to T.I.
Okay.
I think he was still technically signed to Grand Hustle when he dropped this.
Got it. Yeah, I just wasn't sold on the idea of Travis Scott in the early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah, 2014 this came out, bro. So again, I feel like that's a version of me that's just like
2010s.
Yeah, like it's just like interesting. Yeah, it's interesting though, bro. Because again, the again, but maybe these are diehard Travis fans from day one. They like to relive those memories. But again, so you're right, bro. Because his first album was Antidote, right?
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, I didn't even really fuck with that one either. I was like, oh, that's a cool single, but like, what else do you have? And I was like, all right. So then this is before that, which is crazy. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm not crazy then, bro. Yeah, because I was listening to this, bro. I was like, bro, I know these 3 or 4 songs, they're fire, but like everything else, like, again, it didn't feel like. Again, this is like kudos to him. It's very shocking that this is the first body of work that led to what he is today.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, like it's just very. Because usually that first body of work is what, like, all right, that's the foundation. Right. Let's build. It felt like he was able, because of whatever, bro, super talented connections, mixture of both, that he was able to find his sound, which again, artists are meant to develop. That's probably the better way to do it. But I feel like the history of hip hop usually like, bro, you better give us the first one be a banger or else we're not even going to give you a chance for 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah. If I had to guess, it probably was like his stage presence or something, like just the rage. I don't think many artists were tapping into that as much,
especially like hip hop artists
making that music. Yeah, hip hop artists in general. So I feel like he built a following based on that, and I'm sure these songs that kind of sound average, probably live and
that setting,
everything was just crazy.
Yeah. And then as he got bigger and richer, like you said, I think, dude, the production on Birds in the Trap was what blew me away, bro. Insane. Bro, so like, but again, maybe you need to be under a certain influence to really vibe out. But
speaking of Big Sean, Don't Play, his verse was fire on that song.
Oh, fire, bro. Yeah, fire. Right, but that's 2014 Big Sean.
Yeah,
that's confidence on a high, bro. Like, if any, the funny thing is, bro, like, I'm glad you pointed that out. The funny thing is, at this point in time, Travis Scott getting a Big Sean feature was crazy because like. Big Sean's the guy at that time, bro. It's literally Drake, Big Sean, Kanye at that point, right? I don't even think Kendrick is that big at that point. So that's like, it's wild, bro, how things can change so quickly.
Yep.
Cool. But yeah, go peep that. In the comment sections, let us know. What are you guys thinking about that? All right, man. Drake, 3 more songs, more content on the 100 gigs. What are your thoughts?
I didn't think they were bad. I wish I liked them more. To me, it was just kind of like standard Drake. So far from all the gig stuff, like It's Up is really the only one I've actively been replaying. Maybe that just means I much prefer like rapper, tough guy Drake, trap Drake, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's a horrible decision to be making these drops, but to me it feels kind of directionless. I feel like with Drake, usually there's like a calculated direction, and it seems like right now he's just kind of releasing stuff, which if you're like a Drake fan, obviously it's not a bad thing to get more music, but for me, I'm just like, what's happening? Point? I'm just kind of confused.
Got it. Are you before I comment on any of the songs, are you actively looking at any of the content as far as video is concerned?
Not outside of like snippets that like academics is posting.
Yeah, same, bro. Because honestly, for me, like it just feels overwhelming, right? So again, I would consider myself a Drake stan, but I feel like for that stuff, like I don't know if this is geared towards his like younger fans who are just like, eager because they weren't around. Right, because even like some of the captions by whoever that's posting thing is like, never before seen. I'm like, bro, I've seen this. I remember the video of him going with J. Cole to buy J. Cole album at Best Buy. Like I've seen this before. You know what I mean? So that part isn't surprising to me. But yeah, maybe I think it's just like that 20 to 26 age range that were super young when this shit dropped, and we're like, oh bro, I would love to see how he was when he was my age, kind of a thing. So I was curious. So because I haven't, bro, it just feels too overwhelming, bro. I also don't like the interface on the 100 gigs website, if we're being super critical.
I was like, this shit is super overwhelming, and like we're used to the internet.
Yeah. Like, why is this like thing like an HTML that I would have designed when I was like in 5th grade? So But again, I think it's meant to be that like minimalistic, cool thing or whatever. But besides that, bro, but the songs though, bro. So I want to figure out why Yachty wasn't on the SOD that was released. Like, I feel like there might be something there. Like, I'm not saying they have beef or anything, but it's just odd that Yachty's verse wasn't on that song. So, but dude, I love SOD. I played it a few times when my family was over. And then the last 2 days, I was able to take a deep dive. Bro, was it No Face?
Yeah, I believe it's No Face.
No Face, and I think the other one is, was it Rhythm?
Yeah, Rhythm, Circadian Rhythm.
Circadian, dude, I love that song, bro. The essentially him saying about these niggas don't speak my language, like over and over again. Bro, I love it, bro, because it's ironic because he's the one that people say is like copying people's flows or. And I just love it, bro. I was a big fan of all three of those songs, right? So again, as a fan, I'm not mad at it, dude. I just want this to be on DSPs by the weekend so I can properly like replay these songs over and over, because it's just like, again, like I can't be at the gym and I'm like, oh, let me do it again. Like I can't, there's no replay button on this shit. But yeah, dude, I don't mind it, man. Like again, I don't know what the idea is here. But if you're just gonna keep giving us classic videos to, for people to make on TikTok, like this was that situation, and look at the weekend, being a dick rider at this point, and then also give us good music. I'm not mad at it, dude. I think on No Face too, you could hear that he's like wants to talk shit but doesn't lean in fully. And I'm like, I'm fine with it, dude. So I know people are alluding to this might be like him trying to bait those guys back into a beef. Do you think that's the case?
I don't know if he necessarily wants to bait him back in, but I definitely know he wants to kind of pump out his chest a little bit and kind of showcase that he's not fazed by it, or at least not enough to be, isolating himself and refusing to drop music and stuff. But I do feel like he's down for it, like continuing to do it, because at this point he really has nothing to lose. Like, you've been called a PDF file. Like, what more could you possibly fucking have come out about you that is worth risking? Worst case scenario, Kendrick drops another banger and people make fun of Drake for a few more months. Like, I could see him, if he has a nice angle, I could see him definitely baiting him in.
Do you think he's pumping his chest out though, because those remarks about the PDF thing were so wild? But again, I'm assuming because he knows they're not true or nothing has come out, that he's just like, bro, like, I'm good, bro. Like, y'all can have your moment and call me that, but like, I know it's not. Do you think it's like, do you think a reason why? Or is it just because he's like, bro, I'm like the biggest artist in the world. Like, I'm not fazed by this shit.
I think he knows the allegations are probably far-fetched, because at this point, I feel like some girl would have come out and, would have been crying on TikTok saying Drake did XYZ.
Yeah.
Was like
you
in
would
8th
think.
grade.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it hurt Drake because there's footage of him saying and doing things that are questionable. So it's enough for people to run with it. Like, all you have to do is give people a sliver of questionable evidence and it's the fucking fact, and there's nothing you can do about it. So the damage, I feel like, has been done, and I think it can't get worse. So I feel like at this point it's like, let's keep going, because I don't know if, you brought up Kendrick might not have the stamina. I think if Kendrick wants to, he would continue, but at a certain point, like, someone's got to get tired, and I feel like Drake's the one who like has mastered not fucking going away musically. So maybe he's like, we could do this all day. Like, I'm gonna just keep dropping until you just get sick of me.
Oh man, that's good. Do you because I know we made a comment offline on the rundown. What are your thoughts on like him just like posting this stuff on like the website instead of like straight to DSPs?
That's been the most annoying thing for me, because like, even to check out the 3 songs, I feel like I'm being forced or have a gun held to my head just to check out the songs. And then I do like Circadian Rhythm, but I'm like, really, I gotta use a YouTube downloader, fucking link it to my Spotify and shit. Like at that point, you kind of lost me. I
Yeah.
don't know what the reasoning is. I've heard theories that like he's trying to go independent and all kinds of shit. I know Kanye's kind of done followed this format for a minute, but I personally don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, same. I think it's confusing. The only reason why the only theory I had that I came up with was just the idea that maybe because people just say he's like driven by the streams, if he delays it going on DSPs for him to control the narrative of like, bro, I just want to put music out. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm not even getting paid off this. Maybe that's it, right? Because I feel like a lot of people call him like a streamer rapper, right? Like, hey, we know if you drop a song, it's gonna go number one. Like who? Like whereas like with this, like he's inevitably hurting his numbers.
Yeah.
By the time it comes on DSP, because people already heard it like a million times on his own platform.
That's a good theory. I hope it's true because I think he's been a victim of his own success to the point where it's like he his fans, at least what I see on Reddit, the staunch ones, all they care about is the fucking streams. And I'm like, at a certain point, we have to just focus on the music, and that's why Kendrick gets all his flowers. It's like he's able to just put out music and he's the true artist. Whereas with Drake, if it's not about the numbers, then seemingly no one really cares. And I mean, he's at risk of also looking bad if he does officially drop any of this stuff and it doesn't chart or do anything. So yeah, I feel like at this point he's just trying to tug on the heartstrings of the people and just put out music, and then if something sticks, cool. If it doesn't, there's no numbers to be like, haha, you failed.
Yeah, because the excuse, dude, I think one of them was like charted at 23 or something, and it's like, yeah, but I think I saw a couple comments was like, yeah, dude, but it was on the fucking 100 gigs for like 5 days already by the time it got on DSPs, right? So
yeah,
again, I'm not mad at it, dude. Again, I think we said on this, like it felt like a different PR move that maybe we would have recommended, but again, it's just like, dude, if you got the time, I got the time, bro. I'll check it out. Like, I'm not mad at the idea of like getting 3 new Drake songs every other week. Like, fuck it, bro. Like, it is what it is. Before we get out of here into Heat of the Week, though, your thoughts on Kanye in South Korea performing his entire catalog and also shouting out Drake in a song?
I thought it was random as hell. I saw he called out Joe Budden too. I don't know. I feel like it seems like a manipulative tactic to make headlines. I mean, he's already done tons of things, like with his wife, especially to draw attention. I'm not too sure what the motive with this whole thing was, because like, what is the significance of Korea? I think it's dope because it's different from what we've seen with other venues, but yeah, I'm not too sure like what to think of it. I think, yeah, I'm not too sure. I think at this point in time, like,
do we think it's a money grab? Like, do you think he got like paid like out the ass and like just like, fuck it, I'll go do an entire set in Korea? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I know like Mayweather, like for example, bring like a boxing analogy, like Mayweather does these exhibition fights in like random at parts of the world, but he's getting paid gazillions of dollars to do it. Do you think it's like a money grab, or just like, hey, how can I be weird this week? Let me go to Korea and perform.
I feel like the latter. I mean, it's hard to not say that any of this stuff isn't a money grab, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's kind of what all this attention leads to. But
sure,
Kanye seems like someone who's already wealthy enough and crazy enough to not really be thinking about that, or at least putting it first. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I feel like whatever the reason is, I mean, maybe just like artistically it was like feasible. I'm not too sure. It just all seems extremely odd to me.
Very odd. And the shouting out the Drake part just didn't make sense to me, because like 3 weeks ago, or maybe 2 months ago, maybe you were down to be for the elimination of Drake. So that part just also like, so now you like him again? Like, are you proud of him for like sticking up for himself? Again, it's just weird, bro. I think he's at that stage where I wish it was just content we were talking about, right? Because I think we both agree that Vultures 2 was a better body of work than Vultures 1, and we enjoyed both of those albums very, very much. So, yeah, I think this is a weird stage in his career, bro. He's 50 plus, and I don't know, bro. Like, it just seems like he's like a weird old man, but like not corny yet, but like just odd.
Yeah, it's very weird to me. I feel like at this point in time, over the past couple years, like I honestly don't know what's true about him, like whether it's the alleged drug use or him with the whole Jew thing. Like I just truly have no idea if like his life is in danger or if he's just like bored and wants to troll the shit out of people. Like I just really don't know.
Yeah, and then I feel like we both like don't have faith when he sits down to do an interview we're gonna get a coherent thought out of him either. So it's like I don't even want to hear it because there might be actual facts there that help tell the story, but like it's delivered in such a like over the top, all over the place way that it's like, bro, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, it's all strange.
Yeah, but again, shout out to him. I mean, again, shout out to Ty Dolla $ign. I think Vultures 2 is still a good listen because I actually went back to that a couple of times over the weekend. So yeah, all right, bro. Anything else before we get into Heat of the Week?
No, let's get into it.
Let's get into episode 190. About to wrap up, but before we do, my guy, what was what was your Heat of the Week, man? Was there like one song you guys were vibing out to a lot when you were in Jamaica?
No, not really. Funny enough, we had this like I think the car was like straight from Japan because the voice on it was in Japanese still, and we couldn't figure out how to like adjust the settings so that we could play our own shit. So we were just playing what was on there, and it was the most random fucking mix of songs you could ever think of. I'm talking like anything from 2011 Rihanna to like the Beatles. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? So we had our speaker, like portable speaker, and we're playing off that shit. But no, nothing new. I think I'm trying to think of what. Oh, so I've been listening to a lot of Skepta.
Nice.
One song in particular, it was already my Heat of the Week, so I won't make it that one, but that kind of made me think to myself, I need to check out his other stuff. And he recently released a song called Miss Independent. I'm not the biggest fan of like this oversaturated Cash Cobain type beat thing that's been going on, just because I hear it like from every artist constantly, but that song in particular is super dope and different, and I feel like UK rappers also kind of blend really well with that style of beat. It's called Miss Independent. Skepta. Video's super dope.
Nice.
In London, and he's an artist that I've always respected but haven't done enough research on, so I want to eat more of his.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like a lot of those London rappers all kind of look at him as like almost like not the Godfather, but like the most respected out of all of them. Like I think it's like universally known, like, yo, he's the guy. So nice. I'll peep that. Dude, ironically, we didn't even bring up fucking the Cash Cobain album.
Bro, that came out?
Yeah, dude, exactly. That came out. I did my best to get through it. It's 19 songs. Bro, there's a song called, ironically, Big Sean's on it. There's a song called Problems. Bro, this song is 7 minutes and 40 seconds long.
Oh my God.
And it's just like, I thought it was, it might be, I might be wrong. It says Layla, so maybe that's right. I thought it was Ice Spice, but it's like, just like, you're like, say you're rapping and then it's like a girl saying problems, but it's like you like every rap you have like has to end in that word as a sentence now, and it's just like, bro, for 7.5 minutes is crazy. Dog.
Yeah, especially for a 19 song album. Like I can only get through that shit if it's short and like each song's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, but you can't have a 7-minute song. I can't think of one song where I'm like, damn, I wish it was 7 minutes.
I mean, the only song that I know like is like 5 minutes plus is that Action Bronson song with like ASAP and Kendrick, or was it like One Train?
Oh yeah, the train or something. One train,
yeah. That I fucking love.
Yeah, but you have like
song.
15 fucking people on it, so it makes sense.
Oh no, but this song also has like 16 different people on it, bro. Fabulous is on it. Big Sean's on it. But it's just like, again, they're all rapping that same flow though. Like everything they say, the fifth word is problems. And I'm just like, dog, like I don't know what setting this is, but this run is not, this is a problem for me right now. But yeah, so dude, check it out though. Cause again, I'm not even gonna tell you to check it out. Like I'm letting you know it dropped because I know you probably didn't realize it, but a lot of those songs, brothers, dude, 19 songs of very similar Cash Cobain beats is interesting to say the least. Because ironically, the week before, I was listening to a selection mix, bro, and they use like classic like Sade songs and like on a Cash Cobain, and dude, it sounded beautiful, bro. So I was like, all right, I was looking forward to the album, and then I was like 5 songs in, and I'm like, nah, dog, this isn't. I can't do this, bro. And I don't feel bad for not liking it. I'm gonna fuck if he's from the Bronx. So, dude, so ironically, bro, my Heat of the Week, I'm gonna make a huge pivot. I heard this song on a Sasha Marie mix. So, bro, this song is from 1979, bro. It's called Baby. And the group is these 2 white dudes that, again, you have to see their picture because otherwise they just sound like soulful, like Harlem dudes, you would think. But it's Donnie and Joe Emerson. Bro, classic sound, dog. Like backyard vibes on a million. So that's my Hate of the Week. I will send this shit to you right now so you have it. But bro, super dope, bro. Like this is glass of wine, hookah in the air, dude. Perfect weather outside, evening, like yo, fire song, dude. When I heard this on that mix, I was like, Gina, get your Shazam out and figure out what the fuck this is.
No, I see the picture now. They look like some like Johnny Rockets waiters, or astronauts or some
shit.
And
dude, hear them sing, bro. You're like, there's no way that's the same people, bro.
But back then, white people had a ton of soul when it came to singing.
Ton of soul, bro. 100%. There's a couple. I can't remember their names, but yeah, 100. There's like 4 or 5 different examples, like small little white guys.
Bee Gees.
Yeah, the Bee Gees, bro. But even like, dude, there's another one. I can't think of it. If I think about it for next episode. Osmond, who else, bro? There's a couple of those, man. But yeah, but these guys definitely fall into that same category, bro. Like
Tommy Richmond.
Little white guys. His album I think drops on Friday too.
Oh, perfect. Oh, by the way, I saw him perform on Jimmy Kimmel, and I think he proved the critics wrong because
he sounded great.
Yeah, he sounded great. Like the ad libs were there. I think it was just because wherever he was performing, it had like no backing whatsoever, and that song is what makes it great. Is all the extra vocals and shit.
Yeah. Which again, sometimes it needs to be like in the right setting, or is very much like it's a song for the radio. It's not a song to be performed like that. But nice. It's good to know though, because but I think either it drops this Friday or next Friday. I think it's called Coyote. So hopefully we have a ton of good shit to talk about next week. But before we get out of here, bro, episode 190 in the books. Let the people know we got going on and where they can find us.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week on all platforms. We also have the Heat of the Week selections on there, so be sure to peep that on Spotify and Apple Music. Also, if you're on YouTube, check down below. We got merch. Also merch on the website. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe. Do what you can to support the channel.
Absolutely, bro. Love you, man. Good to see you again.
You too.
Talk soon. Peace.
Peace.